loud and clear. Your favorite beats always near. Tune in, tune out. Let the vibe begin. Overt Radio, spinning hits to win.
Where African will. We shouldn't let our children forget that. And I believe I love Ashoke, but the Ashoke is too heavy for my head nowadays. Some are so stiff and they bruise me. And for the quality, the texture of Akwete, and I will tell you, I told Her Excellency, I said, if God brings my husband in a second time, I'll be wearing a buba and wrapper. Yes, I'm going to be wearing that because very soft, breathable cotton. And these women,
All right, Lagos, good morning. It is 8:35. Glad you can join us once again. This is the breakfast show here on Overt Radio. We are broadcasting to you live from the city of Lagos. Lagos is a center of excellence. This is the segment where I don't do things alone. I do it with my co-anchor, Ibukun Oshodipe. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenneth.
All right, thanks for joining us this morning. And we want to say a very big thank you to our listeners who are currently listening to us across the world. You can listen to this program via our Zeno platform, zeno.fm/radio/Overt Radio. We're also streaming live on YouTube, Overt Radio Live. You can watch past this program or other program that we've done here, our interviews, talk show, our live talk shows, interviews, and other program that we've done here in the studio on our various social media platforms, on X, Overt Radio, on Instagram, Overt News, on TikTok, overt.radio.lagos, and also as well on YouTube. All right, this morning is the wake up conversation here, where we'll be talking about, where Ibuku and I will be talking about things that that is making news, that concerns you and I, either as a Nigerian, as a citizen, as a population of this country. As long as you are a Nigerian, the wake up conversation is programmed and designed for you to get you informed and also to keep you sustained. Thank you for joining us, for spending your breakfast time with us. And I also want to acknowledge that this program, the Overt Radio Breakfast Show, is being sponsored by Life Back Pharmacy and Stores Limited and Market House of Ogama QS Subgel. All right, IBK, how was your night?
It was fine. It
is Wednesday. We are gradually moving to the weekend of the week. Okay, this particular segment, the wake up conversation, the audio you just heard was that of the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, who yesterday, who was in Abia State, approved the sum of 2 billion naira for the revival of Akwete weaving. So what we'll be talking about is there any economic benefits? What is the importance? What is the economic benefit? Why can't the First Lady? Yes, it is understandable that Akwete weaving, which is a cultural thing, are there no other pressing intervention that is needed to receive that huge amount, 2 billion? So this and other things surrounding that development is what Ibuku and I will be talking about this morning. Ibike, over to you.
Okay, thank you. So today we turn our attention to a significant development from Abia State, where Nigerians First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu announced a 2 billion donation to revive the historic Akwete weaving industry during our maiden visit to Akwete Weavers Village. The First Lady described Akwete weaving as a priceless cultural heritage that deserves preservation and global recognition. She also encouraged Nigerians to embrace locally made and woven fabric while commending the women of Akwete for keeping the centuries-old craft alive. In appreciation of her support, the community honored her with the traditional title of Ugo Onwayi. Is that right? Onwayi. Ugo Onwayi of Abia State. But beyond the celebration and the cultural symbolism, an important question remains: can this 2 billion intervention truly transform the livelihood of local weavers, create jobs, boost tourism, and position Accra Akwete fabric as a globally competitive Nigerian brand, or will it become another well-intentioned initiative with little long-term impact? So this is our discussion for today. First Lady's 2 billion fund for Akwete weaving. What are the real economic benefits for Nigerians?
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much, Ibuko. So for Ugowai is, I think it's literally translated in English, is a mother-in-law. So she was given a traditional title as the mother-in-law of Abia State. Who knows who she's an in-law to. All right, thank you very much, Ibuko. Yes, the First Lady has come out again. She has donated 2 billion for the revival of the Akwete weaving operations in Abia State. I remember that somebody who is also giving voice to that Akwete is that the governor of Anambra State, Charles Chukwuma Soludo. He's always on Akwete attire anywhere he goes to, either functional, official, or any other ceremony that requires his presence. So Akwete should be given the light, should be given an urgent attention, just like we have other traditional cultural attires in other parts of the country. In the southwestern state, they are very known for the ashoke, material, and also for the south eastern part of the country too. The middle belt, not the middle belt this time around. The Niger Delta, at least where I come from, we know there's also that Akwete, that texture-like material. We also call it George in my own area from Delta State where I come from. So it is what should be given an attention, but this is Nigeria, okay? So when government says that they are putting money in a particular venture, they want to sponsor or revive this particular trade, cultural trade, anything at all. The thing is that it is a good thing. I'm not here to criticize the First Lady this morning, or I don't know if Ibuko want to criticize what she has done, but the thing is that how traceable can this fund go? Who are the people that are entitled to receive this fund? Will it get to the weavers themselves in Abia State? The most important thing is not the 2 billion that was given. The most important thing is, will it reach with that money? Get to the hands of the weavers, those women who wake up early in the morning and weave Akwete, from morning till night. Will it get to them? That is the most important thing. Federal government can dole out money to anything, but it is not the size of the money that matters. It is the impact it's going to feel, and before it begins to make impacts, it has to get to the right people at the right time. It has to get to the right people at the right time. So that is my concern. I'm not bothered about either 2 billion was given, 1 trillion was given, 100 million was given. The people that are engaged in that weaving, that's because it's an art in that weaving, will it get to them? If it get to them, fine. If it doesn't, let us make way. Let us ensure that 2 billion get to them. I'll give Ibuko a chance to say 1 or 2 things before we continue.
Thank you, Kenneth. Is it the fact that the First Lady actually, I won't say a donation, I would say an investment?
It's a grant. I think it's a grant. They're not supposed to pay back. So he's giving them free of charge. Yeah.
It's actually a good thing from my own side, because if she can actually have a thought about it, that there are some people having this indigenous handwork that can actually benefit. It has not been known to the markets. It has not been visible. She can actually, she coming out to give that kind of thing is a good platform for people to actually feel like, what is Akwete in particular? Not everybody knows what Akwete means. They may want to discover what it is. Like, okay, let's know who are the people doing it. Let's patronize them. Let's check how it is. Because when the First Lady was actually talking about Akara business of everything, people actually stood up, actually feel it was actually a joke to some people, and they discovered themselves and decided doing Akara business. Should I tell you that there was a woman that was actually, she's into makeup? Probably it's not every time she gets job like that. She started selling Akara. So she did it, she started it as a joke, and it can actually turn to a better life business for her. So I just went to that. Moving back, this first lady coming out to talk about Akwete or giving donation to people doing it is actually a good thing for me, because a lot of people, the first lady is making people to know about it. So that is a good thing for a leader to do. It is not when a leader give individual a huge amount of money to start a good business before we know that yes, a good leader is working. Making people know about what individuals are doing is a good thing. So looking at it, what I actually feel is instead of making people feel like we've actually donated this also amount for these people,
politicizing it, making it loud, announcing it.
It is not necessary. To me, it is not necessary. Making these people, can this money reaching individual, can it sustain them? Have you actually gotten a lot of research about this business, how sustainable it is for them? How sustainable is it for them? How can you help them to put that brand to the market,
to the international market,
so people will know about it, so it will be sustainable for them, that it would keep generating income for them, it will be able to feed their entire family. So I actually think that is the best move. I actually feel that the first lady should have actually taken after the donation. It should actually connect them to a lot of people,
international market investors.
Come out to tell people that this is so place they do Akwete, it is very good, have you tried it? Buy it, give it out to people. They should try. People actually love it and say, okay, they want to start the business. They want to start the business.
Fabric.
So that's what I want to say for now.
Well, fantastic. Ibukun has hit the nail, on the head. The most, like I said earlier, which she corroborated, the most important thing is getting it to the right people. And also you don't just give them the grant just like that. You also make the environment enable for them. You make the environment easy for them to continue with their trade, because in this country, most of our farmers in this country, they do subsistence farming in a way that, yes, they just say, okay, let me go to the farm to harvest some crops, get some for my family and sell the rest. No, you must see farming as a business. And I want also the government, the federal government, the first lady, and also the Abia state government, to set up a training program for these weavers, because these people, yes, they've been in the business. It is because they don't know the business side of Akwete weaving. So that is why they've not been able to, they've not breaking even, they've not hit the ceiling. It is now time, yes, money will be given to them, but you have to train them. Like Ibuku said, locate them to people who are in fabric business, locate them to international market. Nigeria is vast. Nigeria, is known everywhere in the world. Akwete fabric, Akwete weaving, Akwete fabric, can be an international symbol for the country. Just like I mentioned earlier, we have the Ashoke, we have the George rapper, coming from the Delta side of the country. We have also the Adire. Thank you very much, Adire. We have that direct. So the government not only giving these women grants, but also train them on how to make that a business sustainable. Train them on how to make that business sustainable. Sustainability is key, not just money. Okay, now let me say, if you give them this grant and maybe you come back in the next 5-7 years, has it been able to impact their lives? Yes, it is a good thing that the first lady is investing in this particular venture. But while you are investing, make sure that you trace the money that you are giving out. Make sure that the money goes to the exact people. Make sure that you set up centers, training centers, get them, provide knowledge for them on how to excel in Akwete weaving. What are the modern machines that are needed for weaving, because this is labor, for a woman, for somebody to be weaving, a fabric with hands and all these things. It is stressful. Things have gone advanced now. There are some machines that can weave Akwete weaving to your taste. It is all about the government being deliberate in investing in our local, in the things we have locally here, and also not just Akwete. There are other materials, because this is Nigeria. If now the first lady has invested, 2 billion in Akwete, what about other regions? They might also be clamoring for investment as well. So the first lady should also look at areas across the country, because we are talking about balance here. Don't just favor one particular region and leave other region. There are also there, even in the north, there are particular materials that are symbol to the northern states. If I don't know very well, but there are particular materials, even to the women, to the men, there are particular materials. Apart from the akwete, there's also what we call the ishagu, the akwechi of a thing. So there are many things that the first lady, the government, the state governors can invest, empowering local manufacturers, local fabric manufacturers, local fabric weaving. And also, I'm sorry because for taking this long, and also the government the first lady, the government, the Abia State government can organize an international trade, for these people. Once you've done your weaving, showcase it to the international market. Train them on how to make their weaving marketable, profitable. Because after they've gone through hours of sitting down weaving, and maybe they'll sell a yard for maybe 5,000 naira, whereby you are supposed to calculate the labor, you are supposed to calculate the things that you spent in making that fabric, but they need to be taught the profitability, of akwete weaving. That's just all I wanted to say. The profitable side of it they need to know the profitable side of it, not just weaving for a lifetime without being impacted. Any last word before we go?
Yes, I want to talk about the accountability part and the transparency part, where we know the first lady actually announced the 2 billion naira that was given to these weavers.
Yeah.
So what I want to say is Nigerians should know how many people benefited from this money, how many people this money was actually given to. So the Nigerian will know that yes, this is government money. So there should be transparency about it, that because you are not just investing on family, you are investing to our culture.
Yeah.
You are investing to the community. So it will bring improvement to our country. So if there is transparency to this, at the set of people actually benefited from it, they will know that yes, at this set of time, these people can actually give account of it, like
testify.
They can testify that yes, the first day they actually give us
and this is what we've done for it. This is how it has benefited us. Yes, so thank you very much. Yes, accountability, it is necessary, because it's not only government's money, it is our money. It is taxpayers' money that the first lady is giving out, so it must be properly accounted for, and there must be transparency in the disbursement of that fund, that 2 billion, because 2 billion is not just 2 million, or it's not 2,000, or it's a billion in billions. Yeah, this is 9 zeros, 9 zeros.
A lot of people were actually saying that why can't the first lady invest in other things like job opportunity than going back to crafts and all of that? Is that really necessary? Is that what Nigeria really need at the moment? What can you say about that?
Well, it depends on the mind of the first lady. Of course, there are other things that should be channeled, that the money should be channeled into, but maybe this is where the first lady wants to do. This is where she wants to put the money. And like I said before, there are other things that that need urgent attention. But maybe due to her advisors, or maybe
Don't you think this is a sign of 2027 election? Because she made mention of during election, I'm going to put on this. Don't you feel like it's a sign of she calling attention, or she made mention of it, like
if my husband is elected, I will be worried. So these are just
necessary.
These are just schemes ahead of 2027. So whatever politicians do now, from now to 2027 next year, whatever money they are giving out, either for development, for improvement, whatever money they are giving out, just know that a proportion of that gesture is towards the 2027 election. So she's a politician, so whatever she does is for the enhancement of her husband's re-election in 2027. Okay, so it's a good one. Yes, it's towards the election, but also while you are doing it towards the election, make sure that it gets to the right people, so that our money will not be crying in the hands of wrong people. Let me see if I can take one more few comments to that story.
Okay.
This is coming from Silva Morega. So this is him. Okay, so she thinks this is what people want to hear from their first lady during time like this. I pray God bless us with reasonable, credible, reliable, and uncorrupted leaders in this our generation someday. Nwana said, I don't want to use this word on radio. I don't. Michael Peter says, Mommy, your husband will complete his 4 years as president, but nothing more, because you are a mother. you're a mother, your children are enjoying having the best life, why those your husband leads are dying and hungry. So yeah, consider other people as well. All right, thank you very much. Remember that this program, the Breakfast Show, is being brought to you by Life Back Pharmacy and Stores Limited, marketers of Ogama, QS, soft gel, and anti-malaria drug. We want to say a very big thank you to our listeners for spending your breakfast time, spending your money with us. Either you're at home reading newspaper, either you're at home, maybe you are a remote worker, or you are in the office, or you are driving to the office, or you're in the market selling. We want to say a very big thank you for listening to us anywhere you are in this world. All right, thank you very much, Ibuko, for joining me.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, it's a pleasure. It is 54 minutes gone past the hour of 8 o'clock, 9:15. I will be here for political update, and what I'll be discussing is a statement made by the Nasarawa State Governor, Abdullahi Sule, when he was on Channels television yesterday, saying that one day Nigeria will elect a Christian ticket. Don't go anywhere, Lagos. Thank you for joining us.